time to hang out again here on Eurosport, hanging out with Babsi. Last week we had Dominic Thiem joining us, the week before Stefanos Tsitsipas, and this time it's time to finally be joined by a woman. It's a former player, Ana Ivanović, a former world #1, is going to join us, and she won the French Open as well. And now normally the French Open would be on. She is popping up in a minute. Ana Ivanović, I hope you're getting comfortable. And there she is, Ana.
Hi.
That was very smooth, I have to say. Well done.
Thank you. Third time lucky.
I know, exactly. Hey,
yeah, for those who didn't know, Barbara helped me join because this is my first time live on Instagram.
I cannot believe that this is your first time. You have over 1 million followers and you've never done this before?
No, I must say I'm not so much on social media. I like to, spend time more with kids. Now it's quite busy.
Great. No, but you've done it well, and it's an honor for me that I'm the first person you're doing an Instagram live. So thank you very much for that. We're going to just chat a little bit about you, a little bit about your tennis career. There will be questions popping up as well, which we can answer, the ones we want to answer, not the ones we don't want to answer, obviously. So we're just going to go with the flow. We haven't caught up for so long. It's unbelievable. How have you been doing? Mother of now.
Yes, I know. Really, time flies, and with the kids, you realize that even more. But it's so good to see you. And I always think of our times. And I stayed at your house in Nusa, and then we had so much fun. I remember in 2008, you were interviewing me after my every match, and it was kind of lucky charm. I know, it's so nice to see you again and to be able to chat. And we caught up briefly before this, and when you called me to join you on Instagram Live, and I felt like we could talk for hours.
I know. It's always great to chat and catch up. Obviously, there's certain things we cannot discuss today on this live interview, which we will do on a separate phone call, but we can have a good catch up. And yes, you have stayed here in Nusa. I'm actually in Australia, for the people who don't know it at the moment, in a little town called Nusa Heads. And you stayed not in this house, but in another house. And you used to love coming here, didn't you?
Yes, I love Australia, and I love going there. And I haven't been back to Nusa in a few years, but I really miss. I love going for runs through Natural Park and going to Tea Tree Bay Beach. It was kind of hidden. I know. It brings back a lot of memories, and I can't wait. I promise Basti I'll take him there and kids. So I'm just waiting for a good opportunity to make a trip.
Yes, it's a little bit tough to travel now, but we obviously would love to have you here. You still have your relatives in Melbourne, right?
Yes, yeah. And actually, I was in Melbourne last year. Basti also came, and my older son was there, and I wanted to make a trip together with Nusa, but then Basti had to go back for work, so we didn't make it. But we'll go back for sure.
Well, that's all changed because he's retired as well now, isn't he?
We have more time.
Have more time, exactly. So tell me, Anna, how has this special, weird time with this COVID virus been for you? You obviously had to be in lockdown as well, which is not an easy thing, I suppose, with 2 little kids.
Yes, I mean, it can be sometimes challenging, but we are very lucky that we had a garden and kids can play outside and inside, and you just have to be creative, obviously. And I was also very, very lucky because my parents came here for my son's 2nd birthday and they got stuck here. So that was really, really nice for me to spend quality time with my parents, and they could help around with the kids. And because I prefer my kids to be screen free, so I don't let them watch any TV, any iPad, iPhone, nothing. So it can be challenging at times, especially when you have rainy days and you're in the house all the time. But we make fun and we try to entertain each other and take turns, and everyone can have a little rest. So we started also to have like a little plan, who takes over when, so people can go. But I cannot relax. Like if I'm in the house and I want to read and I hear my kids a little bit, I'm straight with them.
It's so funny. That comes from being a professional athlete. You have to have your schedules, and Basti is probably the same. Okay, you do the shift from 10 to 12, then Anna, I'm going to do the shift from 12 to 2 o'clock or something like that.
Yes.
Do it, I guess.
Yes, I know, but he's a little bit better at switching off than me. I don't know if it's just father-mother thing, but he can switch off. I'm like, how can you do that? He can teach me.
He's a man. How are you sleeping these days? You don't sleep. don't ever sleep the same, right? Once you have kids.
No, you never sleep the same. And I must say, 2 years, I literally didn't sleep. But now we are getting out of it. The touch wood. Probably tonight will be the worst night. It's always when you say.
It's
But
always.
no, we are. Yeah, we are very lucky. They sleep quite good. My older one still wakes up sometimes, wants to jump in our bed. But yeah, it's all cute. Now, sorry.
The older one is about 2, right? 2 years
Yes,
old?
he just turned 2 in March.
Oh my God. He's
Yeah.
Pisces, isn't he?
Sorry?
Is he Pisces in a star sign?
Yeah, yes. He's just on the edge. Yes. You're same.
I am. I remember, I don't know if you remember, but when you stayed here in Noosa, I came over with my son, and he would have been about 2 or 3. And we came to visit you, and he was screaming and yelling the whole time. And I was so embarrassed. And I was thinking, oh my God, you must be thinking, what's going on there?
Yeah, I remember that. And I remember once in Linz.
Yeah.
I remember in front of elevator. But I think when you become parents, you understand. I used to think like you board the plane and you hear the baby maybe scream or so, and you're thinking, well, maybe you can just cuddle them and they'll be fine. But then when you're a parent, you realize sometimes it doesn't work that way. So you have to tell the stories. But I'm really lucky that my boys travel well. Well, now we haven't been able to travel for a while, but we are always on a go, and I want them to get used to that.
Yeah, well, you obviously love traveling. You've traveled all your life, and Basti probably the same. So it's the same with our family. I think we just have to. We can't stay still for too long, and I think it's good for the kids. Hey, what languages are they? Are you speaking Serbian to them? Basti speaking German, and then they pick up English as well. What's happening?
Yeah, so basically the younger one is still too young to speak, but the older one, he actually fully understands 4 languages now, actually, and he speaks all 4. Like, he counts to 10 in 4 languages, which is amazing.
Why 4 languages?
So we have Serbian, German, English, and then a little bit of Spanish.
Oh, of course. Oh,
yeah.
That's amazing. How good is that? That's a
I know.
Nobody can ever take them away from them. And what about, I mean, their genes must be unbelievable. And your older son especially, does he like to play tennis or soccer, or what is he going to play one day? And can you feel that, that feel for a ball already in him?
Well, actually, it's very interesting. They cannot be more opposite characters, actually, which is really funny. And it's very challenging, but also so nice for us. Our older one, he actually loves cars and he loves books. So, and he also is a little bit artistic, but yeah, he likes to read, and now he's all about like cars. He can play forever. And the younger one is actually more sportive. Like, since he could sit, all he wanted was a ball or a racket or a golf. I have pictures of him going to sleep with a golf stick, like the plastic golf stick, because he just loves to hold something to him.
He's only 7 or 8 months. How old is he now?
9 months now, yeah.
9 months.
But yeah, but he's always on the move, and he loves to watch the older one. Of course, he's mesmerized by him.
That is so funny. But how great is that? And that's happened so many times. And you have 2 kids, and they're completely different. So you have to go. You have to go with the flow. If one of them is a good athlete, then I guess it's a good thing.
Well, I always have this theory. I really believe that we all know our path. Like, our inner voice always tells us which way to go and what's the best for us. And I want that for my kids. I don't want them to feel like they have to do certain things to please anyone, not even us. And I think they should follow their own path, whether it's in sport, whether it's in whatever. It can be art, it can be dance, even though I don't know where they would get talent from. But you never know.
Come on, I've seen you dancing.
Oh my God, no, you haven't.
But did you always know your path from the beginning on, when you were little, when you grew up in Serbia, and it was tough times then? I remember. Didn't you start playing in an empty pool?
Swimming pool, yeah. Well, I started watching tennis on TV when I was like about 4, and then I wrote a number, and for my 5th birthday I got a tennis racket, and that's how I started playing. And for me it was always a passion, and I had this inner voice that's my path, and I love the game. I like the challenge. I like competition. I liked everything about it. And then of course later on, when you achieve certain things, perspective changes a little, because all of a sudden you have maybe pressure, and the fun out of it's maybe a little bit gone. So I always try to get that back. But I do believe that we all have voices inside ourselves telling us what's the right path and what's the right way to do. And I still have like certain callings that I want to do and I want to achieve.
Like what?
I'm very passionate.
What's on your to-do list now? Because in tennis you've achieved it all. You won a Grand Slam title. You were world number one, the most down to earth number one I've ever met. I have to say. Well, Mats Wilander, my good friend, you know, who I'm working with, I have to say is very down to earth as well. And that's what we respect you so much for. But what's on your list, on your to-do list still in life?
Oh, thank you so much. Well, I've been very fortunate that, first of all, I did what I like, and then I achieved so much at such a young age. But now I think having different perspective as well. I always had this feeling I wanted to do more and I wanted to do something else. And now having kids, it kind of opened up my perspectives and my eyes a little bit, and I realized that kids are future. And so many kids, I work with UNICEF closely to help kids and to create comfortable and calm and loving childhood for each child. And I think this is the future because they are the future, and we are responsible for them because we are the ones who are installing the values and beliefs into them. And I want to be more involved in that area, and I want to talk about it because I think we sometimes forget, you know, people are too busy living their lives and going from one place to another, working, chasing certain things, and you forget to give them that basic maybe values or education or love or care. And we always forget that they are so emotional and they thrive on our care and love. And they really opened that for me. And having two children which are so different, it helps me also understand that not one approach fits everyone. You need to find the ways to approach children.
When did you start thinking like that? I mean, that's so mature. It's unbelievable. When did you have those thoughts? When you were playing already as well, or only when you became a mother that you just wanted to give back and you see, you know, that kids are the future? The way you raise them, the opportunities to give them, you know, the way you can actually, guide them to the right path as well. And
well, when I was playing, I saw it, but a little bit differently because I understood how many kids or players were maybe forced to do something they maybe didn't really enjoy, or they were frustrated to do what parents thought they should be doing. And not only in sport, in life in general. If the family is lawyer, they should be a lawyer. If family is doctor, and I think this is wrong because I think every one of us has their own gifts and their own talents, and I think we need to allow them to shine and so on. And when I had my kids, I realized that because everyone keeps saying, oh, soccer, football, soccer, tennis, and I was like, you know what? No, I mean, you never know. It's just encouraging them to find what is it that they love. And in saying that, you realize how many kids don't have that privilege. And sometimes I understand people maybe don't have financial support or so on, but it's not about that. You realize it's a simple things. And when you look back, what do kids need? They need care, they need love, they need understanding, they need listening. And that's not easy always, but they cost nothing. And this is where I started to develop this passion, and this is the direction I kind of want to go a little bit. And especially this time now that we live through, it's scary, but it's also inspiring. And I think we want to wake up in a better world, and I want that kids and the next generation understand that. And who is teaching them? It's us, and we need to also wake up.
And I think, you know, congratulations to your parents as well. Obviously, they have passed that on to you. And I know your mom and dad. I haven't seen them in a while. Please send them my love and my regards. But they let you fulfill those dreams as well. Because is it your mom who's a lawyer?
Yes.
Yes, exactly. And your dad is an
economist.
Economist. Yeah. Right. But and they didn't want you to study that, right? They let you fulfill your dream as a tennis player, which is
well, I was very lucky, and I'm very lucky to have the parents I have, and they always put me and my brother in front of everything. And my dad actually played basketball when he was young, and he didn't have full support from his father to play and to pursue his dreams in sport. So when I started to play tennis, it was like a déjà vu for him, and then he he was like, you know what, I'm going to support you. And my dad is very passionate about sport in general. So he did have a job, but he loved, watching me, taking me to training every day. He never missed taking me to my training. He was never lazy. And it was really lucky and happy childhood.
I remember he always got so nervous when you were playing. I had his face in front of me. He wanted you to so badly, in a nice way.
Yeah, no, he's very emotional. Like, my mom doesn't show much, but yeah, he used to be nervous.
You mentioned that you're a UNICEF ambassador, and to the people who don't know it, but you made a big donation. You got a lot of friends together, and I think you organized 35 ventilators for hospital in Serbia. Well, that's unbelievable.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, I really believe that if you do something from the heart, you don't need to talk about it. You know, it's going hopefully where it's most needed, and when people can help them and can save lives. And I was really happy to have a good support and to have other donors with me to help achieve and buy that money.
You got them all together, and that's fantastic from you. So well done. Let's talk about your transition a little bit from professional tennis to motherhood. It kind of went so smooth, because you see a lot of players who retire. You know, they don't really know what to do. They have no purpose. They get some of them, you know, become mothers, and they start playing again. It seems like you are so, you know, that was your first career. You've done really well. And then there was a cut, and now you're just looking forward, and you're so happy within yourself. Is that how it is?
Yeah, it's exactly how it is. And that's what I mean when I talked before a little bit about sometimes people are pressured in doing certain things that maybe they don't feel it's the right thing for them, and then they regret, they go back, they go this way, that way. I think it's very important to follow your own instincts and your own path. And I talked the same with Basti when he was about to retire. You know, you cannot expect people to give you answers. I think you know your answers, and this is how it is. And I was very lucky. We wanted a family, and we were very, very lucky to be blessed with two lovely boys, and now they are my life, and I love spending every moment with them, because I'm very lucky in a way that I did my work since I was 5. So now I can actually dedicate time to them. I mean, it would be very painful to imagine going back to work 9 to 5 or not being home. So I'm very, very lucky.
And it is a job, you know, and a dedication to be a mother as well. Don't forget that. You know?
Yeah. And many times it's harder. And I look back, I remember like the first few months, I said, I never, ever was this tired in my whole career, even with the jet lag, even with playing and traveling, the level of exhaustion that you go through. And especially, like, I think if you nurse and you're there, and it takes a lot out of you. And then every period has its own challenges and all cuteness and everything, and you have to be there, you have to approach, and like I said, it's a little bit different with both, and but I love it.
Tell me, is there anything you miss about your tennis career? Is it maybe the traveling? Is it the standing on the center court, Philippe Chatrier maybe, or an Arthur Ashe Stadium, and you have 10,000 people or 20,000 people just cheering you on? Is there anything you miss from your tennis career?
I definitely miss competition, and it's really funny because when I was starting to play professional, like at the age of 15, 16, I was dreading playing on central courts. I didn't like to be in a spotlight, and now I kind of miss it. It's kind of strange, but when I watch my friends play and when I watch tournaments, I really wish sometimes I could be there and compete, because I like that part. I love traveling. I like meeting my friends and people all over the world, but yeah, but sometimes when you think about all other things that go with it, I'm pretty happy.
Are you still competitive? You said that you like the competitiveness.
Yeah.
So you have
Yes.
competitions with Basti?
Yeah, we do. We try to. I mean, we try to play tennis once or twice a week. But yes, but he thinks it's very competitive, but it's not really.
You let him win a game, or
Yeah, so he gets 30 love each game, and then we play. So, but no, so we do that, and we used to play like Uno cards, and that got too competitive, so we don't play that anymore. But yeah, but no, we sorry.
Two professional athletes getting married. There's a lot of competition happening. I know.
Yes. Yeah, no, but we enjoy that, and but we always do it with love and with joy, and so it never gets very feisty.
Have you got still your big forehand, and has Basti improved his tennis?
Yeah, to be honest, I don't hit full out, but I think my forehand is still my weapon.
He's not listening, is he?
No. I left him to take care of kids.
Good.
To make sure that he doesn't interrupt. Just joking. Just joking. No, but he actually improved a little bit, and we used to play a little bit more, and he was really improving fast. So I'm like, but his forehand is also his weapon.
Really? His forehand?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he plays really well, and he controls it well. So he can go down the line, he can do short cross, he can do, yeah.
Stay away from that forehand, Anna.
Yes, I know.
Hey, and I wanted to ask you, you said before that you're still watching some tennis on TV. Who do you like to watch, and who are some of you talked about friends? Who are you still in touch with on the from the women's tour or men's tour?
I'm in touch with Angelique Kerber and with Sorana Kirstea and with Kristen Flipkins. So I talk to them sometimes, and I love to watch their matches actually. Yeah, now we didn't have any tennis, but I did follow Australia as much as I could. And also when with the baby and you're up in the night, and sometimes it's nice to watch something. But yeah, I actually I messaged with Angie also the other day, and we are kind of keeping in touch with what's going on, and it's I also miss to watch them.
Does she sometimes ask you for advice, certain, like career advice from you to her?
We talk a little bit, but it's not always easy, because I think everyone has their own path, like I spoke before, and you don't want to make suggestions or tell someone what to do. So I try to give her my point of view without interfering too much with her own decisions.
Yeah, I also wanted to ask you how much, I think you've been very close with Novak on your path when you were playing. How much did he influence your career, you would say?
Well, we grew up together in Serbia, kind of, in the beginning. So we know each other before. Well, he was playing tennis, I think, and I didn't. He started before. I started like a year later. And then when we were like 10, 11, 12, we played a lot of small tournaments in Serbia for that age. And then later on in tour, of course, we were very close friends. And but then over the years, I think he had his own path, and then I had my path. And but what he achieved, it's really amazing.
Do you think he's going to go down as the person, the male player who's won the most Grand Slam titles? He's on 17 now, I believe.
Yeah, I mean, probably he has time working for him, and he still has definitely a few years left, and he has a big chance to do that. And I think that's one of his goals, probably.
Then tell me, when you were on the tour, who were your hardest competitors? You had the biggest fights out on the court, or the biggest competitions out there on the court. If you would have to pick 2 or 3 players, who was that? Or you feared maybe to play against as well?
It's really fun. You know how you have some players you like playing against and others not really? I remember when I was starting, the toughest fights I had against Patty Schneider. I will never forget these fights. I remember Berlin. I think it was maybe semi-final or quarterfinal. I think quarterfinal we played against each other. Oh my God, I will never forget this. It was like 2-3 hours match, like it's always with Patty. And then with Kuznetsova, we always had amazing battles. But for me, the hardest opponent to play against was Pliskova. For me, it was really hard. Like last few years, we played quite a few times, and to read her serve, and then you wouldn't expect the shot would be coming one side, and it was. And so she could really disguise her game very well. And I love to read the game, and I love to play the game. That's why I like playing on clay. But her, it was always very difficult for me.
She takes control very early in the rally. She doesn't give you any time, I think. I've never played against her, but I can imagine that it's really uncomfortable because you can't construct the point really against her.
No, yeah, you don't really get into rallies, and she has a great serve. She's very tall, and yeah, she disguises it very well, so it's not always easy to see.
There's so many messages. Do you read them sometimes here?
Some.
There's so much love coming towards you from your fans. It's you have to do this more often, Anna.
No, it's really yes with you. No problem. But yeah, no. First I was like what was popping up, I was trying to read or to see. So now I'm used to it.
Oh, what is this? And then some of the messages or some of the quotes we're not reading out loud as well.
No.
And is there anybody, for example, you would have liked to compete against or play against you've never played against? Somebody, you know, maybe before your time, you would have liked to...
Monica Seles.
Oh, yes.
We just missed each other.
You have, yeah.
Yes, yeah. I met her a few times after she retired and I played, and she's very, very lovely, very down to earth, very, very shy, and very humble. And I wish I played her.
I played her a couple of times. I actually had match point against her in the tiebreaker in the third set, and I have to tell you the story what happened. So match point in the third set tiebreaker. She misses her first serve in Madrid. Then she hits her second serve on the line, on the service line. I step into the court, want to take it early and be aggressive. And then the ball bounces really bad over my head. And it pretty much was an air swing. It was just a bad bounce. And then I lost 9-7 in the tiebreaker. In the
third. My God.
Yeah, that would have been a great victory for me. But what a champion she was as well. Unbelievable. Yeah,
such a fighter. And yeah. Really, really, I think amazing person, and I think that's what adds up.
Absolutely.
I remember the 40 love 3 match points I had against Kim Clijsters in Miami, and I lost the match. It wasn't her serve though, but still, that was hurt.
Match would you like to replay? Probably that one, no?
Yeah, well, actually not. I would love to replay the final in Australian Open against Sharapova in 2008.
What would you do differently?
I had in that match, so it was a very tight first set, and I think it was 4-all, if I'm not mistaken, 4-all and 30-all, and she was serving, and I had kind of like easy finish on my forehand, and she was far back, and I thought, you know what, I just do the drop shot, and I did it in a net, basically, like completely shanked it, and I lost that point, and then I kind of got a little bit distressed, and it was 5-4 for her then, and I think it was 7-5 at the end of the first set. But like that point I could not let go. And normally like you forget, you move on, you go for next point, but somehow I could not forget that point. And then the second set was like 6-2. But I really felt so ready for that final because I had final against Justine the year before in Paris, and I was like, okay, you know what? I know what I'm doing, and I was playing so well that tournament, and so that's one I would probably like to replay. So
that would have hurt a lot, and it's amazing in tennis. You wouldn't think so, but sometimes one point can actually change the outcome and the way you see and everything in a match. But you lost that final, but then you went on to Roland Garros.
Yes, yeah, I was very happy about that.
Normally we should be there now, Anna. I remember. Were you there last year? Did you go French Open last year?
Yes, I was there. I was there last year.
You were there, yeah. I think I didn't see you last year, but a couple of years ago I saw you there. It was just amazing. 2008, you win the French Open title. What an amazing 2 weeks you've had. What pops up when you think about those 2 weeks now?
Oh my God, so many things. The first thing was coming in as like a finalist, and also Justine just retired like a week before, so they treated me as a winner, so I had to do the draw ceremony, so I was kind of a favorite, and at that time I didn't know, but it was a battle also for #1 position. I think few players were in this race, and then I remember I was super nervous, and then 3 days before the tournament, I had training on Philippe Chatrier, and I just felt, you know what, I'm ready. And I played so well from the get-go. And then in a semi-final, this is all what I learned after the match. And at that time, luckily for me, there was not so much social media, and there was not so much talk about it. And I didn't know that I was playing against Jankovic for #1 position.
You were?
Yeah, and I had no idea.
I knew it.
I know.
biggest matches ever.
I know, definitely. And everyone in my team knew it, but somehow I didn't. And because, like I said, I like to do my sport, I like to train, I like to play, but I try not to read or to listen to these comments and so on. So then they kind of hit it for me, and we had a huge battle with like 6-4 in the third, like I always had with her too. And then after I won, and the camera was in the locker room, and they were asking me, "Oh, congratulations!" I was like, congratulations for number one." I'm like, "What?" So that was really what I remember the most. So like I actually remember the most of that semifinal and the emotions after, and then of course the final point that I will never forget against Safina in the final. I don't remember the match at all, but I remember the last point.
What was the last point? I can't remember it.
I was on a side where my family and my coaches were sitting at, and she was serving, and she served to my backhand, and I wanted to attack it, but I kind of a little bit mishit it, and it went short to her forehand, so like down the line, and she kind of tumbled and missed it a little bit. But I think she was also tired. She had like very tough lead up to that final, but at that point I will never forget. And then the emotions.
Yes, can you remember the emotions? What is it? Did you get goosebumps? Is it? Are you just exhausted? Are you so overjoyed? What is it? Did you want to cry? Or there must be so many mixed emotions as well.
Yes, and also like in that moment, all the hard work and all the emotions that you went through, not only in that moment, but the years before, it all goes through your head, and you kind of little bit disbelief, little bit, emotion, but the pure happiness, like you achieved what you dreamed of, and it's very unique feeling, and I don't know if you can replicate that.
No, for sure, and I cannot imagine. I wish I would have won a Grand Slam tournament. But how did your life change afterwards? It would have been quite overwhelming, the attention you got, being number one, winning a Grand Slam title, being as beautiful and down to earth as you are. It would have been pretty full on for you.
It was intense, and I was 20 when I won a Grand Slam, and became number one, and that's the moment what I talked before about how in one moment it changes from the pure joy and training and enjoying the competition and figuring out how to win matches to all of a sudden this pressure. Oh my God, you have to win, otherwise you're not number one anymore, and I didn't like that. I just wanted to be free to play tennis that I love. And that kind of change, and you're so young and you're in the spotlight, and some people try for it, but it was not my dream. My dream was to just play tennis and enjoy and win matches and tournaments. So yeah, that was a little bit hard for me to kind of adjust and shift. And then I had some changes in my team as well, which obviously debalances things. You have certain trust and you have certain team that works hard, and then all of a sudden that's also kind of gone a little bit, and that was difficult.
How difficult is it when you win that Grand Slam title and you achieve the ultimate to become number one in the world, to reset your goals? I find that amazing with Novak and Roger and all these people, Serena, and to reset those goals constantly, because a lot of times when you work on a goal for 20 years or for 15 years and you reach that goal, you kind of go like, I've achieved it, I've done it. Was that difficult for you as well, maybe to reset another goal then?
To be honest, after French Open, I actually became more motivated. I became more motivated to work hard and so on. And then after Wimbledon, I had like kind of a pre-season a little bit, like 3 weeks, I think, that we had before the America tournaments were starting. And I wanted to work really, really hard. And I remember in that period, I got injured and I couldn't brush my hair. I couldn't brush my teeth. I couldn't do anything with my right hand. And then it was the Olympic year and I had to pull out of Olympics. And all that while I was number one, and it was very, very frustrating. And I remember I was in like August, September. August actually, before US Open, I was flying to Australia to see the doctor and to help me. And then he managed to help me with my wrist. And I remember I started training like a week before US Open, and then I had to play as the number one seeded. Then I lost in the second round, which, like, it was kind of expected because I did some fitness, but it's not the same when you're out of touch for like 2 months. And then obviously the negative comments and like some other pressures, and then my coach was not happy at the time, and then like all these little things started to follow up, and then I got a little lost. I wanted to train hard, but like your confidence kind of goes a little bit.
Yeah, because you were practicing hard and you were practicing really well, but then to do it in a match, it's different, isn't it? Sometimes as well.
Yes, yeah.
Practice actually on a match court, it's a different story, which a lot of people don't understand. It's such a hard thing. How's your body now? Are you fit and healthy? No knee
actually, I still have pain in my right knee. So the year that I retired, like last few months, I had a problem with my knee from the toe that I broke. That still hurts sometimes. But yeah, my knee hurts me when I run, like 30 minutes or 40 minutes. So I try not to run as much. I do maybe once a week run. But yeah, but for everyday life, it's fine.
How does your like your workout regime look like? You said, okay, you're playing maybe twice a week tennis with
yes,
yeah, and then
yeah.
once I've seen you're doing a lot of yoga as well. You like your yoga?
Yeah, I like to mix it up. So there are some times where I do more yoga. There are some times where I do other stuff. But since few weeks, Basti and I started to work out together, like 3 times a week, and with a trainer, and that's really like helping because I spend my whole life in a gym and I want to be fit, but it's so funny that I don't know how to put exercises together, and that's why you need someone who can actually tell you what to do for what muscle group. And we love to do it together. So it's really fun, an hour for us also to kind of switch off a little bit and compete a little bit. Yeah, so I do that. And then I try to fit in yoga whenever I can. Sometimes I like to just straight from the early morning, like go with the boys and be out all day or do certain activities. But if I have more time, I like to do yoga, and I like to do my workouts in the morning because later in the day it always gets harder.
I know. I have no energy later on in the day. I have to knock it on the head in the morning as well.
Yes, yeah.
But you're staying fit and healthy. I think that's really important for you and for every former athlete, but also you're very much into your nutrition and just finding the balance, right? And you've probably changed your nutrition as well over the years. You probably don't eat the same now than when you used to play. So just tell me what you like to do now in your nutrition, and also with your kids and with Basti. I don't know.
Yeah.
You cook?
He doesn't cook for sure. No, but I think when I first play, also during my playing career, my nutrition kind of changed a little bit because as you mature, you learn awareness. You become more aware of what certain food do for you, and you want to have energy and so on to play. And I always like to do my own research and to see what's good, what's not. And it's very confusing because I have a lot of friends who are asking me, "Oh, what do you do for your eating, for your fitness?" Because there is so many mixed messages that people get. You need to do this diet, that diet, but it's not. I don't believe in that. I really believe it's about balance and healthy eating, and I do like to eat healthy. And in eating healthy, I mean like a lot of fish. I like also meat. Some people don't eat meat, but I love red meat. Salads and so on, and I do protein smoothies a lot. But for example, me personally, I cannot eat raw vegetables. It just doesn't sit well with me. I actually get a little bit allergic reaction. So
right.
yeah, so some people live raw, but I don't really like it. But I do want my kids to eat healthy, so I really try to always have balanced meals for them. And I do a lot of fish and vegetables. I do hummus. They love hummus. So yeah, just mixing things up. And the kids, they don't eat sweets, not because I'm mean or anything, but they just don't know. And I think they have plenty of time to learn and to develop. And both boys love to eat, and they're absolutely fine and healthy. So I do these healthy ice creams for them, which I buy. Sorry?
I saw that. I think you posted a photo.
Yeah.
And I saw you whipped up a nice cake as well with banana and then
yes, and zucchini. So it was like zucchini, banana. So I do this kind of like fruit sweetened things. So like banana bread and then these popsicles. They love them. My older one loves them, and younger one, when he's eating now, it's perfect for them, so he can kind of nibble on the cold, and yeah, it works perfect. And of course, when we are out and we are with friends, sometimes the older one eats like a little bit of ice cream or cake or whatever, but I think at home we try to stick to the healthy stuff.
Hey, somebody's asking, I'm just, and it's really interesting about all your nutrition and everything. And I think I agree. It's all a matter of balance. You know, I think if you eat 80% well, then you can be naughty for 20% as well.
Yes.
Somebody, and I got a few questions here for you. One is, where is Basti? Basti, we know he's looking after the kids, people.
Yes.
And then the other question, many people have been asking, what are your thoughts on the comeback of Kim Clijsters now after, I think she has 3 kids?
3 kids, yeah.
And also Serena, after giving birth to 1, you know, still trying to get that other Grand Slam title since being a mom. What are your thoughts on that when you look at their careers? Are you wondering why they're doing that? Or are you thinking, geez, how can they do that? I could never do that. And could you do that?
Well, Kim has been such a kind of mentor for me, because when I first started on tour, I spent a lot of time talking to her, and she kind of helped me settle in on tour a little bit. So we kind of became friends and so on. And then she had Jada, and then she came back and won a Grand Slam, and it's amazing. I think what she achieved, and I still respect her so much. And it's just difficult to imagine now, after having 3 kids and being out for so long, to make a comeback, because not because she's maybe not fit, but your body just reacts differently. And when you are out of competition, you realize how much fine-tuning it's necessary, and she's been out for a while. So and I keep watching some of her matches, and she's been striking the ball amazing. But I really hope she can get to that level to play again like she used to. Like I said, it's not easy after being so many years out, I think, personally. And regarding Serena, sorry?
I totally agree with you, but what's with Serena? Do you think she's going to win that Grand Slam title and get into the history books, you know, finally as the most Grand Slam winners on the women's tour?
I think with Serena is more that thought of winning that last Grand Slam rather than if she's able to. I think it's just the fact, because she made so many finals already since giving birth, and she has a game and power for it. But I think it's just that emotional side of making that step and actually winning the title and making the record.
Do you think you're more emotional then once you became a mother, or you're less, you know, as a tennis player, how you have to be 100% focused, and when you maybe only 99% focused, you can't be on that very, very top, or is it the other way around, that when you get tougher when you're a mother? How would you do, Serena, now?
Well, I think it's very individual, and depends also maybe I think of your personality too. But for me personally, I learned so much patience with kids, because I always was kind of person, I want everything now, and I'm going to work hard now, and I want this now. And if you don't get it, then it becomes more emotional. But with the kids, you realize, okay, it's time, it's patience, you know, you cannot expect them at 1 month to sleep, for example. So you have to learn to be patient, to know that certain things come at certain times. And I think with that perspective, it would help me on court, because you would understand, okay, you know, maybe I have to do this a little differently. It's okay if I maybe lost this point or this game, I can adjust it. So in that sense, I think it would help me. And of course, I think it makes you stronger. I mean, going through birth and through this, I think, last months of pregnancy and first months with the child, I think it's experience that it's very unique, and it gives strength, and you appreciate your body so much more for what it does.
Yeah, definitely. I wonder when the tour resumes again, how, for example, Serena Williams is bouncing back, you know, after maybe not having played for 5-6 months or something like that. I don't know who it favored. Who do you think this favors, the older players or the younger players? Or because it's quite challenging, I think, to be off for that long, isn't it?
I think it's very challenging, and I wouldn't want to go through that, because I think, like we spoke before, like I was out for 2 months and it was already hard enough. But some players, again, get easier used to it. There are some players in the past who are injured for months and then they come back and they're as strong as they were. So I think it's very individual again. But you would think that it would favor younger players because they are easier to get fit, to get into match rhythm. I don't know, maybe.
I think so too. Somebody's asking if are you ever considering playing maybe an exhibition or something if you're not coming back on the WTA tour? Maybe
I would love to. I would love to
play together in Wimbledon or something, doubles. You know, you can come
I would like to play exhibitions. And actually, I had already last few years, I had invites from the Grand Slams to the Legends, but I just feel it's a little too soon for that. I don't really consider myself really like a legend. And then, so in few years, maybe that too. But
you are a legend, but you know, you're still so young. So even if you join us in a few years, I think people would love to see you, I'm sure.
Yeah, I would love to. I mean, tennis has been my life, and I would love also to play exhibitions. I know there are not as many around anymore, but yeah, in the future, hopefully.
Hopefully. A few other little questions for you, which came up, is Basti, the Fußballgott, how they call him in Germany. Is he changing nappies at night as well? Does he get up in the middle of the night and change the, you know, the diapers of the kids?
Well, I must say with the firstborn, he did change the diapers. I think around 2 months he started. With the younger one, he still hasn't done it.
Really? After 9 months, he hasn't done it? That's something.
Well, I think he did it maybe once because he always takes care of the older one while I change and take care of the younger one. But he does help sometimes in the night, yes. Not as much as moms do, but in their world a lot.
I need to have a word with him there. He needs to help you out. And also, what are you reading these days? So you love your books, no? You love to read books.
Yes, I do. I really like to read, and I now it's always a little bit hard to find time where I can really switch off and read. But I always have a few books next to me, like my bedside table is full of books, and I always have some. And I read like two. Sorry?
Can you show us some?
I have some here. I have like a lot. No, I always like read like one book which is like a child related, and then I read like something for myself, and then this is what I'm trying to do, but it's not going well.
So you always read? Oh my God!
That's what I'm trying, but it's really difficult.
How is your German?
Oh, well, when I spend some time with my in-laws, it really gets better because they don't speak much English. So I'm really forced to speak more German. And then I can kind of have a basic conversation. But it's really difficult language and the words are very long.
They're very long. You know what the longest word is in German?
Gebrauchsanweisung.
Yeah, that's a long one. But the longest one I know is Donaudampfschifffahrtsgesellschaftskapitän.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I know.
I know another one. Kopfkissenbezug.
Yeah,
like,
Kopfkissenbezug. Yes.
It's like 3 words together. And this is what sometimes confuses me a little bit, like how they put words together. And then don't forget about die, der, das, that it changes comparing to the last word they add to the... Oh, it's very hard.
Doesn't really make sense.
A friend of mine sent me a message, and now I'm not gonna say it correctly, but it's something like, how do you in English say wieso, warum, darum, and a few others, and then it's like why? In English it's 1 word. In German it's like 10.
There's a lot more words in the German language than there is in English, and there's a lot more ways to express yourself, I think, in German. I always tell my husband, you actually, because my husband's Australian, you actually don't know me that well because I can only speak English with you. If I could speak German to you, I could express myself so much differently.
Yeah, and this is also what I actually learned is that German have certain image of maybe being a little bit maybe like strong and tough and not really emotional, but it's so incorrect because they have so many words to express so many things. And when you think about philosophy and psychology, like it comes from Germany.
Yeah, Freud.
Yes.
So what's your favorite book at the moment? So I know you read 3 books, but what's your favorite one? Is there anything you can recommend, a must read?
Well, it depends what you like. I really like book Stolen Lives.
Yeah.
It's really interesting book. And then if someone likes something a little bit more spiritual, I like this one. It's like Celestian Prophecy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I read like in English, Serbian, I mix. But yeah, so I like to mix a little bit, and I don't really know. I prefer to read books a little bit more psychological, spiritual.
Great. Unbelievable. Well, I think there's certain periods in your life where you just read different things and you're longing for different things. And I think reading, if you take that time for yourself, it's a good thing to do.
It's important, and I think you keep learning, you keep exploring, and you keep expanding. And I think we don't have enough time to learn everything maybe we need to. Yeah.
And the older you get, I feel like every birthday I celebrate, I think the less you know. You realize that you actually don't know anything.
No, I know.
It's really weird. When you're 20 or when you're 15, you think you know everything, but you actually don't know nothing.
No. And I always really believe in figuring out the world through yourself. Like, go within to go without. I don't know. This is how I see things. Yeah.
Yeah, no, which is great. Is there anybody who you would like to meet, who you have never met? You know, anybody who you look up to, who inspires you, who you would just like to have, a meal with, or a beer with, or an orange juice with, or I don't know.
Well, actually, I would have loved to have been able to meet Nelson Mandela. I think that would be so inspiring. But unfortunately, that can't happen.
Yeah. Anybody else who's still alive?
I don't know. Nothing really that comes
up in your
mind right now, because obviously there is a lot of people that you inspire, or you look for inspiration, or to learn and to improve. But I also think you can also learn from just people around you, and this is what I try to do too.
Very much so. I totally agree. Somebody's asking if Basti speaks any Serbian. How is his Serbian going?
Yeah, he knows a little bit. He definitely knows a little bit. When he played in Chicago, his coaching team was Serbian. So he got like 2.5 years of Serbian course, which was nice for him. But yeah, he definitely understands a lot more than he likes to let go.
Very good. It's amazing. So many people have so many interesting comments, and I've got 26 questions now. I can't ask you all these 26 questions clearly. I mean, we could just go on and on and on and on, right, Anna?
Yes.
52 minutes already. Hey, have you got your record there?
Racket? No, I forgot.
I wanted to do the record challenge with you.
Oh no, I forgot. We have to do that next time.
We do it next time, but I had a few questions. I wanted to, which I will ask you now, because I wanted you to regrip your rackets. I take your time, and while you do that, I would ask you some questions, and you have to answer as quickly as possible. So I'm just gonna
okay. So it's a trick questions, right?
Take your focus off. So
okay.
Stefanos Tsitsipas needed 31 seconds, and he knew 2 questions in one. He just couldn't answer. So anyway, I'm gonna just ask you the questions now. Okay?
Okay.
Ready? I've got them here.
Okay.
Who did you beat in the first round of the French Open in 2008 when you won the title?
I beat. Wait.
5.
Yes,
4.
you know who? The Sofia Arvidsson.
Well done. Yeah, Sofia Arvidsson, 6-2-7-5. You beat her. How many years did Basti play for Bayern Munich? Do you know that?
Oh my God. This is really trick questions.
Come on, you gotta know your husband.
Wait.
A lot of.
I know a long time. Maybe 13 years?
17 years.
17 years. Wow. Well, you count also the junior years.
Yeah, that's what my research came up with.
Okay.
Must be. Yeah, must have been. Then name 3 retired Serbian tennis players. Except you, except yourself.
Okay, so Bojana Jovanovski,
Yeah.
Jelena Jankovic,
Yeah.
and
Maybe a male?
yes, but Janko Tipsarevic.
Yes, well done. Very good. How do Australians say hello?
Good day.
Yeah. How do Bavarians say hello?
Servus.
Very good. Who won the 2019 US Open in the women's event?
Oh my God, you're having many really. Oh my God, 2019. So yeah, that's last year.
Yes. Remember? It was.
Yes, I remember. I had a 2-week-old baby.
Oh, we can't remember because when we get things and stuff like that.
Yes, it's not that easy.
Bianca Andreescu.
Of course, I watched the final.
Oh my God, she played unbelievable.
She played unbelievable. Yes.
I wanted to watch her.
Yes. Yeah. Oh my God, it was so much fun to watch her. Yeah, she played so well.
So much good vibes and intensity out there in the court. Anna, that's it. Unbelievable. So nice to catch up with you.
So nice talking to you too.
So much fun, really. And I hope to catch up with you in Austria.
Yes.
In Tyrol at some stage, in Kitzbühel.
Yes, and you can teach me how to ski. Well, my father-in-law is teaching me how to ski because, of course, I never skied in my life.
No, you can't be taught how to ski by a German. Wait until I'm there, okay?
Okay. Just don't tell him that.
No, I won't. Say hello to your family. And
I will.
Wait to see you in real life and give you a big hug.
Same here. Enjoy Noosa and say hi to your boys.
Thank you. Thanks, everyone.
Bye. Thank you. Bye, guys.
Bye.